I'm Dave Berkenfield, one of the team managers at Chip Ganassi Racing Teams. Coming from being in the military for a very long time, over 24 years, and stepping into civilian life, and then stepping into this role at Chip Ganassi Racing, I had to find my feet, frankly, and figure out how to tell that story a way that I was comfortable with it. Most of my life, I was in the special operations community where we frankly didn't talk about what we did. And so trying to sort of take a step back from that, I think it's a learning process. I'm still learning about it every day, but it's been really valuable for me to do that and work with the team here and work with the American Legion to tell sort of part of my story and increase awareness about Be the One. The start of Be the One really was to try to figure out how to tell this story, to try to figure out how to create metrics that show us winning this fight. And none of them were resonating, right, for me. And the thing that was resonating for me in the back of my mind was just thinking about my brother, thinking about my teammates, right? Like thinking about those individuals and how their families would be changed if they were still around. And it was, hey, we can save one life. We can get one veteran to ask for help. We can get one family member to recognize that it's okay to have this conversation with a veteran. We can make a difference one veteran at a time, right? Be the one. To see that now, a number of years later on the side of an Indy car or in print media or on national television or being discussed at the American Legion National Convention by the Secretary of Veteran Affairs, right? For me, it's pretty cool. Anytime I have a moment to present my story and deep dive it a little bit, or talk about my brother who I lost to suicide, or my teammates that I've lost to suicide, or just talk about combat a little bit, or life in the military a little bit, I frankly have to jazz myself up a little bit and get ready for that conversation, because it is hard, and leverage that experience to maybe not talk about specifics, but to talk about the military at large, veteran issues. But it does resonate with me. Afterwards, I can sort of take a breath and appreciate the fact that people are interested, that people are appreciative, whether it's random people that I meet at meetings, or the American Legion National Convention, or teammates here coming up and saying they appreciate it. But yeah, it helps for sure. If you look at the military population, less than 1% of this nation's population serve in the military, right? There generally is a couple degrees of separation to the population knowing someone is in the military, but they don't know the story necessarily, right? Like a cousin has a friend that's in the military type of deal. More than the suicide numbers are just understanding the level of commitment that the average service member takes and does willfully there. When I tell people, I did over 20 deployments, right? Like that's 300 days a year overseas, that most of my friends are frankly dead at this point. People don't realize that. It's challenging. Once you start talking about the toll that veterans take, whether it's their family or whether it's a loss of friends or teammates, or the toll on their body that leads to that big number, right? The 22 a day or 17 a day, depending on the statistical analysis that you're looking at. That is surprising, but maybe not as surprising is the details of what a veteran has gone through. So I think they coincide. They are one and the same. You can't tell one story without the other. It's meeting veterans at the racetrack. It's having an opportunity to hear some of those stories. It's spending time with me or the other veterans in the team. We have, multiple other veterans inside the Chip Ganassi Racing organization, whether they are tank mechanics or, MH-47 crew chiefs, or, media and marketing folks that were military veterans. We have a veteran community inside our own little race team. And so, having the opportunity for our drivers to spend some time with them, as well as meeting prior generations of veterans at the track, whether it's Vietnam vets or Korea vets. Every one of those moments is special when you realize what you're actually getting. And I think that Marcus and Kiffin, they're all getting that education right now. I think we need to understand that this is just the start. right? Like, and we need to recognize that. The goal of this is not a marketing campaign. The goal of this is not to increase awareness, right? The goal of this, very clearly, is to drive suicide numbers in the veteran community down to zero. So we have a lot of work to do for that. You know, how do we do that? How do we leverage this energy? How do we leverage this newfound awareness into solutions? I think a lot of those solutions are going to have to be homegrown. They're going to be ideas that are generated in American Legion posts in Middle America. They're going to be ideas that, you know, the veteran community at large comes up with. I think if we had the answer to what drives great people to suicide, we wouldn't be having this conversation, right? And it's not one mind that's going to fix this. It's the conglomerate of great minds that are going to come together. We're going to start winning this battle. You know, I think for me, my next steps is to continue to gravitate and grab the people that I trust and pull them into this circle and try to continue to build awareness, whether it's my teammates in the veteran community or business leaders that are interested in supporting it. There's a lot individually we can do. We have a roadmap.